Nigeria, Africa's largest economy and home to nearly 190 million people. In all its beauty and vastness, the boom envisaged for her remains a far cry. The health system, an important element of Nigeria's economy and national security, but for decades it has suffered deep blows of neglect and has remained underserved and stunted, despite Nigeria's strategic position in Africa.
State of care is very poor. We're down 3. That's where I would put us. And the reason is very simple, that apart from the brain flight or a lot of doctors leaving the shores of the country for other parts of the world, the government also has not followed the so-called Abuja Agreement, which was done in 2001. They stated that every time we have a budget, there should be at least 14% of the budget allocated to health. In Nigeria, the last time I checked, it was about 4%.
Nigerian system is in the state of emergency. Means that we need a rescue. Once if you are the state of emergency, what do you need? A rescue. Nigerian state of health care require state of emergency.
By WHO's estimates, Nigeria ranks 177 out of a total 191 countries in its degree of responsiveness to health needs. Not just that, the ratio of physician to patients in Nigeria stands at 3 to 10,000. That is, 10,000 patients have access to only 3 doctors per time, making care unavailable and very expensive when given.
Before you can pay for dialysis, a week dialysis, you must pay through your nose. It is not easy to pay that kind of amount of money every week. That's why I said no matter the business you do, no matter who you are, once you fall into a trap of dialysis, you lose totally everything in life.
It has not been easy because I work as a civil servant and I'm retired. So there's actually a meager source of money for which I can actually assist myself in assessing this care. But unfortunately, there isn't any help from anywhere.
I got married like 2 years back. Virtually everything they gave me for my marriage is gone.
World Health Organization standard, patients to dialyze 12 hours weekly, 3 times a week. But most of our patients could only afford once, and a dialysis costs about $100. So when you look at this, you will know that a lot of people are just dying. You don't have $1 to survive with in a day, but you have to spend $100 3 times a week. It's not affordable by many Nigerians.
Quite often we see a number of children with heart diseases, congenital heart diseases, and when you tell the parents what it will entail, the investigations it will entail, and then the surgical intervention, you don't even see them again. They just leave until everything gets bad and they start coming back. At that time, maybe the child is in failure, the heart can no longer work enough to keep up with the body's demands.
So yes, We lose some patients not just to other countries, we lose some patients full stop. Some patients just can't afford to go anywhere else, and you just watch them and they just pass on you.
Medical technologies and equipment are cost intensive and are not produced here in Nigeria. Nigeria depends largely on Europe and other parts of the world for equipment and medical products. But that does not meet its growing demand for tertiary level care. Complex medical conditions like kidney and heart diseases are on the rise, snatching thousands of Nigerians every year.
We don't have a factory that manufactured the dialysis machines. 2, we don't have a factory that manufactured dialysis consumables. For us to have a dialysis machine in Nigeria, we have to import it. For us to have consumables, we have to import it. And once if you have these machines on ground, you need also a backup, spare parts of these dialysis machines. If I tell you the dialysis machine I'm using now, this is the 10th year. The 10th year. So imagine a dialysis machine that I imported 10 years ago. That's what I'm using today. Because we don't manufacture them here.
Only a few healthcare facilities in Nigeria are able to offer specialized care, and that usually comes at a cost. Thousands others are left to seek alternative treatment for their ailments.
I had to seek care outside Nigeria, but it wasn't forthcoming financially and otherwise, so we had to let go to remain in Nigeria.
A lot of Nigerians have left the shores of this country to invest in other countries and to get their health care, particularly with cardiac problems and with kidney transplants. I mean, there are other conditions as well, the cancers and so on.
Every year, Nigeria loses about $1 billion to medical tourism, and that accounts for less than 1% of Nigeria's population that can afford treatment abroad. But recently, Nigeria has been forming a strong alliance with China to introduce cost-effective medical technologies here. An alliance that could birth a lasting solution to Nigeria's health gaps.
I say without a fear of contradiction that a company like Afrimed coming on board is coming at the right time. In fact, it's coming whilst late in the day. It's really coming at a time that Nigeria requires such a company. First of all, what they want to do is to do away with this idea of made in China products that are substandard. So they're introducing a group of 40 to 50 companies that are most of them quoted on the Chinese stock exchange, names of which most of our people here wouldn't have heard of because mostly we buy our products from Europe and so on. But these are high quality products that will come into the country. On top of that, there will be after service support, which is lacking in a lot of our facilities in Nigeria.
I personally am very excited about what Afrimed is doing. I have had the opportunity to look at some of the products that they're about to bring into the country, especially in the area of congenital heart disease in children. And I think they have a great role to play for the near future for our patients. So I think it's something that we hope when it comes into play we will embrace, and that it will also help in bringing the cost of healthcare, not only in the area of cardiology, but I think in many other areas down, so that our patients can afford it. The exodus of foreign exchange will drop because of that, and of course the difficulty that our patients face when they have to travel to countries where they don't know anybody is also going to basically be alleviated.
The Chinese company Afrimed is championing this, and it comprises of over 500 top dealers in medical wares such as cath lab, dialysis machines, heart echo machines, and many others. Their intervention here in Nigeria would mean that care will now be affordable and readily available.
Afrimed is basically a healthcare bridge between China and Africa. The current situation is that in Africa, you see a lot of second-hand machines. Some of them are older than our age. And some are inferior products. People like cheaper. So people complain that inferior. Some are made in China, but that is not the full truth. And also, we don't have after-sales service provided here. No production of healthcare industry in this country and most of the countries. So the information is not transparent between buyers and sellers. So how to make it simplify, how to let the people enjoy the latest technology, and how to make a better, healthier healthcare for Africa people. This is Afrimed, the reason to existing. Based on this reason, we take this opportunity to bring more than 30 Chinese companies come to Nigeria in October. Most of the companies, they are big brands from China. They are publicly listed companies. So Afrimed only cooperate with the big brands from China to bring the affordable products with beautiful quality.
If Afrimed follows through with what they have said, I expect that within the next 3 to 5 years, the cost of especially the high-end surgeries, high-end disease procedures and treatments can come down to 50%.
Their mission is clear: to establish a bridge in healthcare between China and Nigeria, a partnership that will foster growth in Nigeria's health sector. China's healthcare technology is rated one of the best in the world. Therefore, an alliance such as this one will not only inspire confidence in made-in-China products here in Nigeria, but also significantly improve Nigeria's quality of care within the next 5 years. And with that, medical tourism is expected to record substantial reversal within the same period.